Thank you for the input, Lewis. Oh. Where's that coming up? Oh, there we go. You're lucky I don't get my mods to ban you. Christ, where are we? What are we doing? Where is anything? There we go. Hi everyone. By everyone, I mean every two. Also, shouldn't you be asleep by this point? Right, I guess we may as well jump in. Also, assuming I haven't completely screwed anything up, my my mic quality should be substantially better. Because I bothered to take the time to add some filters and so on to reduce the sort of noise output and so on. I'll give everyone a couple more minutes to filter in, but I think this is going to be it for now. By the way, did you get a notification to say I was going live? Because half the time they just don't seem to work. It's completely off center, isn't it? For God's sake. Well, you know, just don't talk, that's fine. So let's play some video games, shall we? So that could come through for me, that would be excellent. Right, yes, capture devotion, please. Christ's sake. Alright, good start. Doesn't want to actually show the game up for some reason. Bear with. Specific window. Devotion, yep. Okay. There we go. Hey John, it has been a while. How are you doing? Currently just struggling to get the setup for some reason because my PC doesn't want to cooperate. Is that working now? There we go. Yeah, how are you doing? Yeah, of course. That last push before Christmas. Is it a day off today, or are you just have you just finished work, or just going to work? Day off till Monday. Oh, nice one, nice one. Cool. So we're going to hop in. This game has a bit of... What do we play? I was just going to say this game has a bit of a history, so I'm going to give a quick rundown before we carry on. This is part 2, by the way. If you want to catch up on what the hell this game even is, I've got the VOD from yesterday on both Twitch and my YouTube channel. The long and short is this is the second game by a Taiwanese dev studio. Their previous game was Detention, which was another great little horror game. Now, Taiwan and China obviously don't have the best history. This game contained an image comparing Xi Jinping to Winnie the Pooh, and if you're unaware, Winnie the Pooh is banned in China for that reason. And a few Chinese nationalists caught wind of the fact that that image existed in this game, and thus the government found out about it and so on, and the game had to be removed off of Steam. Recently, GOG, Good Old Games, owned by CD Projekt Red, said, hey, we'll happily publish Devotion. It'll be on the store page, I think it was a couple of days ago, at like 6 o'clock. Everyone's like, oh great, good. Someone like finally get this game published. The image had been removed from the game, so there was no issue there. And then a couple of hours before it was supposed to launch, GOG said, sorry, we heard messages from gamers that they didn't want the game on the store, so now we're not going to publish it. And that was the end of that. So basically, China stepped in. Oh really? There you go. Yeah, it was removed off Steam not long after it was released, so I'm assuming you played it back then. But yeah, so you can't buy this game anywhere, so we're just kind of hoping that the developers are able to maybe get the game on twitch.io or something like that. Just another way to give them money. So yeah. It's a little bit of a mess, political mess, sadly. Which is a shame because I think the game's great so far. I'm really, really enjoying it. I think it's a really intimately told horror story. So anyway, we're going to carry on and hop right in. Just let me know if the game's volume is too loud or too quiet. Asian horror? No, absolutely. So my whole thing is Asian horror. I've never really spoken about this before, and you can't see it, but down here is a whole collection of Asian horror films. It's absolutely my thing. My things include Godzilla, specifically, and Asian horror. Just wonderful. Did you play Red Candle's previous game, Detention? Because if you didn't play the one that came before this as well, I absolutely recommend that. That was such a wonderfully bleak, bittersweet tale. Really nice painterly 2D art style as well. So if I remember, we were going through the memories. I would definitely look it up. It's dirt cheap now as well, even full price, but it goes on sale quite a lot. So I would absolutely recommend that. I think I still prefer it to this. I think this has been really, really strong. But I had a better time with Detention overall. It's set in Taiwan during the 1960s, during China's attempted occupation. So it has this incredibly distinct thematic backdrop. I think I've read this. My beloved daughter Li Fang, marriage is a process of growth and learning. I have read this, but we'll read it again. Disputes between husband and wife are inevitable. Your father and I have also walked this path. Life can be messy, relationships erratic, but with old age you begin to foster acceptance. If you choose to leave and come home, however, word will certainly get around. As a celebrity, no doubt, you know how damaging gossip can be. Your child is still young and needs to have a proper family. I urge you to reconsider your rash decision and think of her well-being. I know he can be stubborn sometimes, but you don't have to clash with him on every little thing. Let bedroom quarrels stay in the bedroom. Minor disputes can always be taken care of civilly out of sight. Take care of yourself, Mom. So basically, stop whinging and raise your daughter. I'd forgotten that jump scare happened up until the point when it was about to happen, and I kind of didn't brace myself in time. So, we had the shoes. Did we use the record? We did. So it's going to be a case of going back and forth between all the memories and trying to remember what to use where. There might be a bit of tedious back and forth in this section because I haven't retained the memory of exactly what was in what room since yesterday. So hopefully you can bear with me. Oh yeah, the eyeball room. I wish I could pronounce half these names, but I don't want to offend an entire nation like I said last time. Oh, so the picture revealed itself after we did use the camera. For my birthday that year, Mei Shin played Home Sweet Home. The date at the bottom reads 0716. Oh, the wardrobe, 0716. That'll be the code from... I can't remember what memory that was in now. Bit of an off topic, since you mentioned CD Projekt, have you tried... No, and I don't plan on it. Not even a little bit. All the pre-release drama killed any hype I had, and all the post-release drama has killed it even more. Yeah, not touching it with a 10-foot barge pole for a good number of years, no doubt. I mean, honestly, even prior to all the drama coming out, when they were showing how open-ended the missions are and the dialogue choices and so on, it looked good, but this was all stuff that was in Deus Ex Mankind Divided. So it looked good, but it wasn't impressing me like it seemed to be impressing a lot of people. I think a lot of people just have slept on Deus Ex to a degree. That was all. Okay, don't ruin too much because I don't want to know the I don't want to know the all the tricks behind the scenes. But I know a lot of devs can use a lot of shortcuts to mask a lot of choices, but I prefer to find that out after the fact if that's the case. Collect the oh, I'm going through the wrong door. Oh yeah, this was the first memory, wasn't it? What was the code? 0716, wasn't it? But yeah, if it taught me anything, I think more people need to play Deus Ex. But that makes me even more sad that Deus Ex got completely destroyed by Square Enix's sort of release intentions for it, and how they butchered the production. Oh, God, I hate games. What was it? 0716? Yes. Oh, yes. Please don't be anything spooky. Deus Ex did so many things better than CD. I trust it did. Like I say, I have no point of comparison. I'm not going to immediately assume that Cyberpunk has done anything inherently worse, and I don't want to compare the two, as I haven't played the one. That's a shot. It is a bit depressing. Let's focus on the more immediate depressing that's right in front of us. Well, that's good. I'm glad people are at least not suffering too much buyer's remorse in that regard. March 24th, clear skies. I've chosen the big wardrobe as my secret hideout. Every time we have guests over, Mum and Dad will ask me to greet them. It's such a drag having to speak to the guests, though. I don't like being asked so many questions. I never know what to say. So I always go and hide until they leave. Can't really hear the game. That's a bit of a problem, bear with me. You know why? It's probably because I had the game muted, didn't I? Because I'm very smart. I have the game muted before I start the stream, and I forgot to unmute it. You should hear it now. There we go, can you hear it now? Yeah, no, I appreciate it. If you hadn't let me know, then I'd have never known at all. We'd have gone through the whole game in silence. I'm assuming you can now hear the horrendous crying and wailing and oppressive noises. Nothing but professionalism here. So I mentioned it in the last stream, but the way in which they've captured the oppressive nature of overbearing parents in this game is really remarkable. Especially just as playing as a toddler crawling up to this stage. You never get a good look at anyone's face. If I'm in the wardrobe, no one can hear me anyway, so I sing how I want. I think I'm better in here than up on stage. It'd be nice if the contest was held here instead, then I wouldn't get nervous like on stage. And there wouldn't be anyone in the audience glaring at me. Yumei-shin, why won't you sing? Yeah, something I never touched on in the last stream was you never get a clear look at anyone's face aside from in photos and when they were in their sort of mannequin forms. You only get the and on the TV, the only time you ever see your parents' faces or your own face is during memories or sort of idolized versions of themselves. You never see their true face, if that makes sense. The mannequin, yeah, exactly. You see sort of a version of them, a husk of them. You never see their true faces. Script birthday grab, scene 7, mountain path exterior. Hearing news of the child's first birthday, distant friends and relatives come to celebrate. Relative A, when you mature, you'll definitely be accomplished. Relative B, you can become an imperial official. C, or you can be a merchant. D, being a doctor is good. How about a general? You'll be prosperous, gain notoriety, acquire prestige. They all take turns to touch the child's head as a blessing of luck and a token of safety. Carved relief fragment 3. It's gorgeous. Oh, see what there's a relief fragment, there's a girl carved on it. I don't recall seeing anywhere where this would fit, but I'm sure we'll find out. Like I say, there's a lot of cultural significance in this game that goes over my white head. But that cultural detachment is part of what makes Asian horror so effective in the West, which I touched on. I did a video analysis of the Japanese Ring a while back. I tried to touch on how being removed from a culture and having that element of ignorance can often greatly enhance the horror without the intention ever really being there, if that makes sense. I think it's part of why Asian horror specifically is so popular in the West, because Asian culture is very vastly different from our own. And thus you will almost receive culture shock. As a very broad example, like Japanese ghosts, for example, work very differently to English ghosts. I think I've said before that just the appeal of anything that's different, I guess. Yeah, no, exactly. It's both the appeal and the fear of something different. It's that alien concept. You know, an 18th century aristocratic British ghost doesn't scare me because they look pompous and stupid, but a Japanese long-haired yurei in a white tattered kimono with long hair coming at me, nope. No thank you. I do not understand these ghosts, so they can get away from me. From what we're used to. Yeah, exactly. Forgot I have hash browns. Speaking of culture. So I've seen all this, now it's a case of trying to remember what should go where. I remember this. Oh, so we... Japanese spirits are so much more violent and vengeful. Yeah, exactly. There's an element of a raw emotion buried behind a lot of Asian spirits that we don't really get on this side of the world. My beloved child, this wine will follow sweet and ripe, brilliant mother silhouette, embrace myself, stars, my bowl, as I wait patiently, let time mold you into a lustrous jewel. Lustrous jewel, it's a bit of a stretch. No. So what do we have? The relief fragment, the dress, the crown. Oh, the crown. Ah. Did that do anything? Still allowing us to open the inventory. Oh, we can put the dress in. My beloved child, this wine will follow you, sweet and ripe, brewing in the pot. Mother's three oh, I see, Mother's 3 blessings. I'm being very stupid. Choose. There we go. Looking forward to the day when I can open it. Okay, well that's that taken care of. So what do we have left? The storybook and the relief fragment. I'll just check the other rooms. Yeah, we can just investigate that, but can't take it. Hello. It's been a while. Yeah, nothing else to do here. Yep, that's all taken care of. I think this memory might be done. But I don't want to speak too soon. But yeah, one thing. So, yeah, this is confusing me. There's still 2 articles that we just haven't found. And there's still one here we haven't found. And one here. Okay, we'll probably fill them in as we... I don't remember this looking like this. No, these are the wine pots in the kitchen. And there's blood. Yeah, this... okay. It's definitely progressed in some way then. Oh, good lord. Can we not? I'd rather just not.
9月19日，天气晴。一个人在家的时候，我也觉得很害怕，越想越紧张，然后就会跟以前一样，头好痛，不能呼吸，一直发抖和咳嗽。好久没有这样了，不知道为什么。明明同学大家都好好的，但我就会想很多，很担心会有不好的事情。常常吸不到空气的感觉，睡不着。在想说，睡着以后可能就醒不来了。睡不着的时候，爸爸都会带我去找何老师。感冒或身体不舒服的时候，
This is the snake from the serpent from the story we were reading.
因为我以前病得最重的时候，是给何老师看过才好起来的，所以爸爸很信任何老师。妈妈说不要太相信那个，可是爸爸相信，所以我也相信。我要努力赶快好起来。
You'd love to help, but it's been too long. Oh, don't worry, man. Don't worry. Even when I get stuck, the game is pretty direct with what it wants you to do. It's more intuitive than I'm giving it credit for. I'm just being stupid, and I've forgotten what I was doing since yesterday. So it's all good. Prefer finding things out organically anyway, even if it means getting a little stuck. So this is the serpent from the... I kept forgetting the name of it as well because I couldn't work out how to pronounce it. Excuse me, good time to eat. Wife, sweetheart, you are our treasure. You must realize Mother and Father have staked our future on you. Jesus. When we are old and can no longer walk, you will be there to provide for us, right? Understood, Mother. Close up. View of the wife's ornamental crest, silk garb, and gilded shoes. Wife, promise Mother that you'll achieve renown and these valuable items will be yours. Thank you, Mother. I promise I will not take your wish lightly. When I grow up, I will give back what is due and more. You will live a life of abundance. The wife is very pleased. She believes the struggle and effort poured into the past years will be worth it in the end. So we've still got one relief fragment to find, I assume. I'm assuming we can't combine them, can we? No.
者的分数是84、85、86、87、87、88、88、86、89分。
好的，那我们挑战者所得到的分数是84、85、86、87、88、88，再来88，再来88、88、88，还有没有再来一分？88、88、88、88，再来一分88。好的，那么挑战者所得到的分数是
Jesus. Have you watched either Hereditary or Midsummer? I watched Hereditary a few years back. I've yet to watch Midsummer. Hereditary was absolutely phenomenal. Kind of numb to horror films over the years, and Hereditary about 3 times over really got under my skin. And Toni Collette's performance. Oh, she was robbed at the Oscars. She was absolutely robbed. For some reason, at the Oscars and things, they absolutely hate genre films, and especially things like horror. They're not considered prestige. Same with things like sci-fi. So actors and a lot of crew members often get robbed of what should be at least acknowledgements. Yeah, I'll definitely get around to watching Midsummer. It's on my list. Okay, we found them all then. Never forget, all illnesses can be eliminated, all suffering originates from evil within us. Article submission, smiling under the lens, text. Okay. We have 2 relief fragments. No requirement list. Like Oscar should be relevant. Oh, yeah, I've heard about the requirements and things like that. It's all nonsense. It's more of an affirmation ceremony than sorry, I can't speak. More of an affirmation ceremony than anything. There's already like set winners, if that makes sense. I don't follow the Oscars or anything. I'm not exactly invested in them. But it's just a shame when you have crew and cast who really should receive acknowledgement for some of their work and just don't because of the requirements for certain well, the parameters they have for films to win. Okay, we seem to be triggering different events to happen, but now it's a case of just smashing my face against anything and everything to hopefully find out what the hell I'm supposed to be looking for by this point. It's this pot is confusing me, flower pot. Because I haven't got, yeah, like, no, relief fragments are obviously not going to go, and the last thing I have is a storybook, which also no. I'm trying to think of where the storybook would go. I thought maybe... No. I feel like I'm being stupid now because there's obviously going to be a very specific place for these things to go. And in usual fashion, I'm missing the forest for the trees. Because there was a ceramic doll in one of the other memories, and I assumed the book would go in the hands of the doll, but I couldn't seem to use the inventory on it, but I guess we can try again. Wait. Oh, is it? Okay, no. No worries. I'm the same. I was commenting last stream on the quality of the English in this game because Detention had a few translation errors, as you'd expect. It's not a criticism. But I say that as I'm screwing up every single word I say, even though English is my first language, so I can't speak on the best of days. Oh, completely missed this. School Correspondence Journal 3, Saturday, June 15th, 1985. It's the weekend. Dad said that if I took my medicine, he would make... I was gonna misread that accidentally as something far more uncouth. If I took my medicine, he would take me out to play, but he was lying again. I really took my medicine. I was good today, but Mum and Dad still lied to me. Sunday, June 16th, 1985. Dad brought a bunch of vitamins, but I don't want to take any. It doesn't make me better. We were supposed to go out and play, but we didn't. Daddy always lies. I don't want any vitamins. It doesn't make me better. We were supposed to go out today, but we didn't. Daddy always lies. I won't take any more. I won't. Have you just tried not complaining? Have you considered that you're the problem? I am joking. Please don't haunt me. Your parents are clearly the problem. Yeah, ceramic doll. I'm assuming that I can't... Oh my god, such an idiot. I was so obvious. I was so bloody obvious and I walked past it God knows how many times holding this bloody book.
咻咻咻！爸爸来打猎了。今天森林里出现了一只好大好大的山猪，爸爸的弓箭准准命中山猪的脚，山猪好生气，它冲了过来，用力把爸爸撞倒了。回家后，小女儿莎莎不眠不休地照顾爸爸，但是爸爸的身体总是好痛好痛。帮爸爸擦药、喝汤都没有用，躺在床上好多天、好多夜，爸爸的病都好不起来，莎莎难过的睡不着了。她决定要出门寻找治好爸爸的方法。莎莎翻山越岭，到了丰饶神的宫殿。丰饶神的宫殿是一座金色的大房子，在森林的正中央，大门就开着，只要是森林的居民都可以自己进去。莎莎说：“求求你，治好我爸爸的病。”丰饶神说：“这是一种神奇的花，只要它盛开，再严重的病痛都会痊愈哦。”丰饶神给了莎莎一颗种子，但是你得用最珍贵的东西灌溉它。丰饶神说。
She reminds me of the Great Fountain Fairy in Zelda.
莎莎心想
Maybe there's some inspiration
爸
there.
爸有说过，全世界最珍贵的神水就在天空树上。莎莎启程了，她走出丰饶神的宫殿，她来到小森林，一路向前。
Oh wow. Oh nice, okay. Oh wow, look at the I imagine that's quite a straightforward texture warping trick, but that's still really, really well done. Going between the folds of the pages.
捡到一颗好香甜的苹果。现在正是胖胖鼠的午餐时间，他最喜欢吃苹果。
I appreciate intimate tales, intimate horror tales that have these brief reprieve of serenity. Because as bleak and devastating as I love my horror, it becomes insincere without some essence of humanity at the center of it. We get throw another apple to make the bear form a bridge, I'm guessing. Hello. Go get it. Go. There we go. Thank you.
那叔叔呢？从家赶在上面，这样叔叔会起不来。
对啊，那怎么办？
啊，我知道了。莎莎，你要泡泡水，我觉得一个大泡泡，叔叔就可以跑起来了。
好聪明耶！然后呢？那这样熊熊到底会飘到哪里去？
不知道哎，应该也是要去上学吧。
That's really sweet. The parallax scrolling in the back is really nice. Things like the subtle animation on the birds as well.
不得了了，树里永远是都在打架，打得好生气。莎莎觉得很害怕，该怎么样偷偷走过去呢？
It does, absolutely. So detention looks more like this in that it has a sort of painterly 2D art style. And the jump, normally when developers go from a sort of flat 2D style to 3D, it can be a bit hit and miss, and I just couldn't believe the sheer level of quality of this game and how good it looks. Just using clever techniques like a lot of post-processing filters and things like depth of field and lens dirt and so on to sort of help mask things like low-quality models and stuff. But even then, like the modeling quality and everything in this was so good. And they use some really nice lighting techniques and harsh shadows to create this really sort of dynamic, contrasting picture. Very, very clearly talented devs. Now she should just start fighting them herself, cut in, pick off the weaker one, establish herself as the alpha. Any suggestions besides detention? Hang on, bear with me. Depending on what you're looking for, if you're happy for a sort of a longer session, there is, I believe it's Slovakian game called Darkwood. Darkwood, I've never actually finished Darkwood. It's quite a lengthy game, depending on how slow you take it, but it also really gets under my skin. It's, the atmosphere is so utterly oppressive, some of the sounds are so wonderful. It's got that kind of... You know when you walk into... You know when you step off a plane into somewhere that's really, really humid and that wall just hits you and absorbs you? It's that kind of humid void quality that just presses around you and it's incredibly uncomfortable. It's a terrific game. That caterpillar. It's also one of the most bleak and hopeless experiences I've ever played. Yeah, absolutely do. Darkwood, yeah, one word.
我就让你带一点水回家。大仙鸟说：“该怎么样才能喂饱小鸟呢？”
Oh, we're gonna have to take the caterpillar? Oh no, we have an acorn. I was worried we were gonna have to, Oh no. Oh no, we are, aren't we? We're gonna have to plug up one of the holes to get the caterpillar. I don't want to feed the caterpillar to the bird. The caterpillar's cute. No. I don't want to do it. It's so adorable.
莎莎用她的聪明才智帮大仙鸟抓到了毛毛虫，大仙鸟喝得很开心，大方的让莎莎去神殿里取水。
Yeah, can we get F's in chat for the caterpillar?
小鸟要吃饭才会长大。
可不可以给他们吃我的巧克力？巧克力比较好吃。
Yeah! Let's save the caterpillar. Thank God for that. We saved the caterpillar.
怎么会？神水竟然早就已经干掉了，没有最珍贵的水，就没有办法让花开了。爸爸不忍心看莎莎这么难过，把她叫来床
She
边。
did, yeah, she
告
did
诉
eat the
她
caterpillar.
没事了，没事了，爸爸只是要睡着了。只要你好好的，爸爸什么都不怕。莎莎难过的哭了，她的眼泪滴在泥土上，渐渐的，土里冒出嫩芽，嫩芽长出枝叶，枝叶开出花苞，花苞绽放成一朵美丽的郁金香。原来，女儿就是她最珍贵的东西。爸爸的病好了，为了感谢丰饶神，父女两人一起把花种到土里。山坡上开了好多好多的郁金香，丰饶神也好开心。从此以后，莎莎和爸爸一起照顾这片花海，永远开开心心的生活在一起。
Oh, and that will go in the plant pot. Oh, wonderful artwork in that book as well. Oops. God, my phone's going nuts. I dropped it yesterday and now it won't stop vibrating. Christ, I have to remember which year, which memory the plant pot was in now. I mean, I'm going to guess it's 1980, given that we have all the memories for 86. Game's been quite soothing so far. Haven't had any horror for a while, so I'm going to let my guard down, and the game's going to terrify me. I did not expect that to just sink all the way down. Ah, that's why. Hope it blossoms beautifully in the future. So is that it for this? And we just have these fragments left? Yep. So we just need the third fragment. I will just check the bedroom before we leave, just to make sure nothing else is triggered. Oh, all seems good. It's things like how naturalistic that depth of field looks. doesn't have the sort of jarring hard line that a lot of games will use to sort of try and create a depth of field look. The way it fades in and out and is able to refocus on the foreground and background is really, really well done. And look at that. Look at the lock here is in focus, but then as you pull up, it's just so well done. So all these little techniques and things to make this game look sort of really, really spectacular. There's hard shadows and blown out lighting. It's just really visually arresting. Oh, there we go, all the memories are here now. So we read that one. Do not neglect show affection. So we read that one. And the birthday gram test for 1-year-olds, glimpse into their future careers. So just 85, I guess. I mean, I'm sure we do, John. It's more a case of a lot of these games get drowned out by the persistent slew of releases on Steam. Disappointed by the last Amnesia. Oh, absolutely. I haven't finished it. I played 2 hours of it. I was so excited for it, and
10月9日台风天，
I found it
今
incredibly
天我的病还是没有好，
not compelling.
又要一整天躺在床上，真的好讨厌。但是有一个好事，那就是爸爸送了我一个礼物，是一本故事书。睡觉的时候，他一句一句的念给我听，我还在上面乱画，把故事改得很好笑，好好玩。爸爸教我折故事里的那种花，色纸用完了，我们就拿爸爸不要的稿纸来用。一开始折得很丑，可是爸爸很认真教我，真的好开心。而且折了很多魔法的郁金香后，我的呼吸就变得很顺，真的好神奇哦。我偷偷把最漂亮的一朵藏在书里面，这样下场念故事的时候，爸爸就会看到了。
There's a third piece. Script, tulip, close up, in the faint. Oh yeah, before I read this, all the mystique that made Amnesia so intimidating in the first place is kind of gone in the second one, and the scares feel a bit cheap, and its focus to create a more personable story I don't think is paying off, because I'm less interested in mother and child than I am why Castle Brennenburg turned out the way it did. I admire what they're attempting to do, but I don't find it compelling whatsoever, and I do not find the monsters scary either, so I ended up just sort of drifting through a bunch of areas, not taking anything in, and I was almost on autopilot. I didn't really find it very scary. Tulip, close up. In the faint candlelight, the husband sits disheartened at his writing desk. Husband, monologue. Ugh, I can't think of anything. Am I reaching the limits of my creativity? Close up, outside the room. The child sits on the floor fiddling with a piece of paper. The husband glances over and notices that it's one of his rejected scripts. Husband, angry. Hey, put that down this instant. The husband rushes forward, grabs the paper, and finds it has been folded into a flower. Child, father, look, I made this tulip for you. With mixed feelings, the husband takes the paper flower. These papers that were These papers that were despised by the world were treasures in the eyes of his child. Oh, the relief fragments all the family members. Ah, I see. The way it just seamlessly links you back into the original environment. Like I say, it gets so much mileage out of a single space that you become intimately familiar with. Which I think is just such a... Please don't. Such a great technique for these kind of games. Like I say, it's taking the framework set up by PT and succeeding where the other games failed to emulate what made that effective in the first place. So, wine, the essence of earth and water as it circulates within. Your ki is connected, your body warmed, and the chill forced out. Friday science tip, Dr. Shin Hong's column, melancholy is a precursor to anxiety. Sudden changes in living environment can exacerbate condition. And daily dexterity, origami tulips. I still cry for what they did to Sai. I mean, I'm fine with it, honestly. Like, I cherish the first 3 Silent Hill games, and 4 to an extent. But I was happy to let the series die. The first film has moments, but I don't think it's particularly great. The second film is a travesty. Homecoming was awful. Downpour was sincere but flawed. Like, I'm happy for the series to end. The first 3 were unmatchable, and I'm happy to replay those because I love them so much, and they'll always have value. Kojima's well. It might have. My issue, though, I think people often overinflate Kojima's ideas sometimes. I can hear that behind me. I worry that Kojima would have made Silent Hill too verbose in its own way, too literal in some senses. And also, PT was kind of dealing with the ghost of Lisa, and Silent Hill has nothing to do with ghosts. So I worry what his interpretation of Silent Hill actually was. We're gonna have to walk into the darkness, aren't we? I'd really rather not. Am I... Oh, it's a... I'm hitting him. Oh god, why? Oh, not you again. Please, not you again. Mother, leave me alone. Speaking of PT... Very overt PT homage there, especially with the animation of her grabbing you. Oh, I failed! Oh, I see, you weren't kidding by making a run for it. Do I just have to keep going forward and hope that she doesn't catch me? Wait. Ah, okay. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. I can't tell if there's a pattern to these doors or if I'm just randomly getting it correct. That's the one we went through, okay. There is a pattern to this that I'm definitely going to forget each time I do it. How close is she behind? Quite. Sure. Oh god damn it, did I just... I'm losing all sense of direction. Is this... Oh! Oh no, she's still there. Okay. I'm struggling to pinpoint any specific markers, aside from another one place has, yeah, the the clothes hanging. Oh, she's getting close now. So red marker on the left of the door there. Oh, okay. Oh, maybe not. Just punch it, smack it, grab it, anything. It's quite tragic seeing her despairing human face before we leave her behind.
欢迎朋友们回来我们的节目现场。今天邀请到的特别来宾是好久不见的玉女歌手巩俐芳小姐。丽芳，恭喜你要复出了。
是啊，谢谢刘大哥。
国民女星回来了，这可真是个大消息。我相信听众朋友们一定都非常的开心，大家都非常的想念。不过同时，应该也都跟我一样很好奇，究竟是什么原因让你决定继续回来拍戏的？
还是有太多难以割舍的事吧，一言难尽。
你先生难道没有对这件事表达什么意见吗？
岂止有意见啊，根本大发雷霆。
Thunderous
我想
slander.
他最在乎的
A
就是
great
他
way
那
of
张
putting
婆婆
that.
的面子吧。
这么说会不会有一点太苛刻了？
苛刻。
我努力让这个家还有家的样子，他呢，整天包红包给那个老师，花大钱去买那些怪东西，到处烧香，到处贴符，把家里弄得越来越邪门。还说我被不好的东西附上了，要我去向观音忏悔。你能想象吗？被自己的丈夫当成妖魔鬼怪。美心从小就爱黏着爸爸，父女俩3天2头就往老师那边跑，我根本没办法，所以我决定，这次演出之后，我要带着一家子离开那里，
That might be for the best.
去一个平静点、单纯点的地方。
Damn, the Taiwanese are just too good at horror. There was a great film of which I don't remember the title. I was just about to bring that up when I said saw you mentioning the Taiwanese being good at horror. In fact, hang on, let me see. I know this is going to break the flow a bit. One of the most known Taiwanese horrors is Shutter. I think that's Taiwanese. I don't want to start getting my Asias mixed up. Oh, that was the one. There we go. Yeah. I've just realised it's going to show up backwards on the. Yeah, Shutter is great Thai horror. I think there was another one I had. Bear with me a second. Too long. Wait. This might not be Thai. Let me just find out before I. No, that's Korean. Never mind. I definitely. Oh no, there may be the Ghost of Maynak. I never normally get to talk to anyone about all these Asian horror films that I own, so I guess I'll take this opportunity now. Korean horror is spectacular a lot of the time. I believe. Yes, this is Thai as well. The Ghost of Maynak. It's been a long time since I've watched it. I do remember liking it, but I'd have to revisit it to give it a proper analysis as well. But I remember this being quite effective as well. It's certainly very moody. Oh, did you not really? Man, yeah, definitely seek that out. I honestly, slightly controversial opinion here, but I think the half American remake is, in many parts, better than the Japanese original. But that's quite a specific discussion, so we'll see how far we get in with this, and maybe that's something I can discuss afterwards. I'd still absolutely recommend you seeking out the original. In fact, there are two originals, if I remember rightly. There was a made-for-TV movie, and then they made a theatrical remake of the made-for-TV one, and then of course came the half-American remake with Sarah Michelle Gellar. I think the half-American remake uses the American aspect of the film to actually enhance. Okay, very quickly. One aspect I like, we were just talking about how Asian horror is often enhanced by being from a different culture, and so you have the element of culture shock and unfamiliarity. And one thing that the half-American remake does, by having Sarah Michelle Gellar live in Japan, is she suffers that culture shock, she suffers that disconnect, and she suffers that essence of lost in translation. So she is effectively experiencing what a Western audience would experience in a different country with different ghosts, with different rules applied to them. So the horror of the foreign effectively is made into a central theme of the film. And I think if you are going to have an American remake or half-American remake and cast a white actor to bring in a more casual crowd, a more mass audience, that is a great way to do it, by planting that mass audience into a culture they're unfamiliar with, but having the central character someone that they can understand in that situation. I think it's a very elegant way of doing it. But they made a new one recently. Yeah, it takes place in like the Midwest of America. I haven't seen it. I may do. A friend of mine told me to see it for one very specific reason, but he didn't tell me what that reason was. I mean, I'm still curious. I'm always curious to see how these things get adapted, but I'm not expecting much. Anyway, enough of me spouting pretentious crap. Let's get back to this spooky horror game. Oh god, those sounds are done really well.
杜风雨，我好怀念我们一家人简单开心的日子。
Something used to fit here, but I can't remember what. Sound of this game. It absolutely is, you know, some of the effects they use on the audio to make it cohesive with the environment. Like that sound. So good. I believe this is the how the game opens, if I remember.
老公，你还在看电视吗？每次节目重播你都不想错过，真是美心的忠实歌迷呢。
I was saying last time as well how presumably they had to hire actor. Jesus Christ. Oh, that really creeped me out. That got me. How they would have presumably had to hire the actors, create the sets, and film these live action sequences. Unless they're taken from somewhere I'm unfamiliar with. Oh, Jesus. Ah, we're back in the void, my favourite place to be.
妈妈什么时候会回来？妈妈去哪里？我真的好想妈妈哦。
Jesus. I'm sorry your mother left because we were a terrible family unit. Hey, Reese. Coming back in just as everything's getting very spooky. Medical order, patient X-ray and blood work analysis normal, no physical ailments observed, recommend referral to physiatric department. Psychiatric department, sorry. Physiatric. Oh, I got intense.
喂，杜先生，我是何老师。我听说了，美心这次真的有这么严重吗？你别慌，赶快带来给我看。我们请示慈姑观音，求求看有没有解。不要担心，照我说的做。上一次治好了，这一次一定也可以。
I have my suspicions. That is so imposing.
“善男杜风雨在此，为爱女杜美心请命。爱女受扼杀侵扰，魂不附体，恭请慈姑观音大士治煞收魂。”
杜先生，你有没有看到什么？有看到烛火吗？
那是美心的元神。烛火怎么样？火在闪烁，代表他现在魂不附体。还有看到什么？有看到美心吗？那你要找，看有没有你女儿的痕迹，看有没有可以通行的地方。
Did I just... It looked like there was an eye watching me, popping up. Wait, am I... No, hang on. It's probably going to be hard to see on stream. Yeah, there are eyes popping up all over the place. Christ, I thought I was going insane then. I have to find a way out. Oh, bloody hell.
慈姑观音会引你们路。
What a great way to do outdoor environments, assuming with you know, let's say the limited resources didn't allow for particularly lavishly detailed
就跟着光走，有看到
exteriors.
什么就讲出来，看看有没有美心留下的东西。
This is a great way to thematically and mechanically limit the resources needed to render all of this. It's a really interesting technique.
你看到什么？纸船？船是不是漂在水上？水是慈姑观音在引路，跟着我念：水能通灵，船为摆渡，恭请慈姑观音引路。现在嘞，放水灯的河流有没有可以通行的地方？河上有沙洲。 沙洲是慈姑观音的化身，她要当你的路，你走过去。
I'm kind of at a loss for words at the moment. I don't know what I was expecting.
有没有
But
看到特别的地方？
this is so sinisterly surreal.
我看到一座桥，那很接近冥府的，留意脚步，继续跟着光。
I don't really know how to
不要往
react.
桥上的人，他们在受自己的业火。
Jesus. I don't really know how to react to someone telling me, oh, you're near the underworld now. Oh, okay. I'll be sure to steer clear. Well, you guys shouldn't have been doing wrong things, should you? It's your own bloody fault.
看到什么？牌楼？有没有路？有阶梯？那你继续往上走。那是通天梯，跟着我念心咒，恭迎慈姑观音，度世灵显四方。恭迎慈姑观音。
I'm gonna lose this, yeah. You dorks, you idiots, you morons. Imagine ending up in the underworld. How foolish would you have to be?
陆先生，这是地狱惩罚罪人的地方，这边和你没有关系，不要碰任何东西，赶快走过去。
It doesn't concern you, just don't look,
别
keep
担心
going.
你女儿不在这里。
This seems pretty tame for hell, I won't lie. Although having the burden of just holding up a rock for eternity. Maybe that is more intense than I'm giving it credit for.
他们生前都是罪人，不用同情，你只要看好自己的脚步。
It's a very passive form of punishment actually, but it is quite intense when you really stop and think about the strain.
不要停下来，继续走。
Well, thanks for holding the pathway up for me, I appreciate it.
看到什么？树，那是你的本命树。想见到慈姑观音，要先内观自己，你要走进自己的心。
I don't want to look inside myself. It's the only bad things. Oh, this reminds me of oh god, the Junji Ito story. I've forgotten the name of it. Like I can't remember the name of it now, but where people are drawn to the cliffside that has the perfect shapes of their own bodies that they feel compelled to walk into.
这条路会带你走到内心深处。
Amigara Fault, thank you. I knew the word fault was in there, I couldn't think of the name Amigara, thank you. Yes. Very reminiscent of that. The stalactites in the shape of fountain pens, that's really a nice touch. Which ones are stalactites and which ones are stalagmites? I always forget.
你的元神就在里面。等一下，你要用元神去感应慈姑观音。
Stalactites are the ones from the ceiling and mites are the ones from the ground, right? If I remember? I haven't been in a cave for quite a
看到
while.
门了吗？进了门之后就要靠你自己，不管听到什么都不要理他。
Ignore anything and everything you
就
hear.
念慈姑观音的心咒。
Christ. There we go.
Hey.
Oh, oh!
哎，杜风雨，看这里，是我啊。
Probably shouldn't be looking at
不
this.
记得我了吗？你还记得那朵花吗？我种的那朵。那女孩好喜欢那朵花，天天盯着它看。每次掉了一片花瓣，她就拔自己的指甲去重新完美它。花黄了，枯了。 他就拿自己的血来浇，终于让小花开花结果。他就是那么宝贝它。可是我告诉你，小花终究是小花，结了果以后，它承受不了重量，终于还是被压死。 很遗憾吧，但我们都是作者，不是吗？现在还有机会救他，去吧，就在前面，去挽回你的希望。
How dreadfully, dreadfully sinister. I've never seen an effect like that in a game before. Like, it's terrific, but I also never want to look at it again. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I got it. I got this door, yeah? Just checking this door? Okay, thank you. Oh, Christ. Can we not? I'll just go, it's fine. I don't need to be here.
你的坚定驱除了那些魔障，现在慈姑观音亲自显身，美心的魂就在这里。你要诚心对慈姑观音发愿，来帮助你的女儿。
Yep, duck. I need to get a duck emote just for you, Reese. Jeez. It's all these interesting cultural aspects. Is this Buddha following me? Or is it a trick of the... is it a perspective trick? It's all these interesting cultural elements that we just don't have here. Oh, I was an aristocrat and I died in 1895 and I'm a ghost and now I wear a big pompous dress and haunt this castle. Alright, thanks, love. I believe I'm nearing the end. It feels like it. It certainly feels like it.
爱女杜美心受因果业所困，心神蒙蔽，此父杜峰于法缘，愿现我光明，化爱女心头阴霾。
That is a great effect on the side of the screen. Oh, it's disappearing. I kind of assumed it would stay, but having severed your eye, how it sort of created the effect of having half your vision. This is so, what's the word I'm trying to look for here? Oniric? Dreamlike? Just very surrealist emptiness that kind of has an element of cohesive logic to it, but is still so detached from reality that we know. I'm sure only good things will come from using whatever this is. Jesus.
杜美心受因果业所困，哑然失声。此父杜峰于法缘，愿现我口舌，换爱女天来歌声。
杜先生，现在美心的心神已经回归了，接下来是最后的祈愿，从哪里开始的，就回到那里做结。
Not to diminish the effect of this, but I'm trying to think if that's even like logistically possible when you consider how your tongue is connected to the base of your mouth. I imagine with the prongs in there, it would just split your tongue into 3 sections. But I say that as we are currently, you know, walking through the underworld. So I'm sure we can make some leaps in logic. Is that a pair of scissors? Oh, good lord. Okay. I'm trying to think what this one will be. Finger, maybe? Yes. Or piercing the palm.
杜美心 法院，原嫌我行邪，求爱女飞黄腾达。
He's enunciating very well for someone who has just lost their tongue. You will assume it's in his head, his thoughts, as opposed to his literal speech. Could you imagine if the game wasn't using this filter and we could just see this in all its sinewy detail?
好，现在算是完成了。最后诚心的叩拜慈姑观音，只要慈姑观音感应到了，一切就会圆满。
And if it can't sense my harmony? Christ. Back to relative normalcy. Ah, these were the etchings we could see in the sky. Guanling Rite Spiritual Linking. The Guanling Rite is a ritual that has been passed down for centuries. With the guidance of a spirit medium, it's possible to chant an incantation and enter the spirit realm. Dick, thank you, Reese, for the astute observation. Is that Wan Shen? The Wan Shen Palace resides in a person's inner conscience. By observing their own Wan Shen Palace, one can balance their soul, strengthen their aura, and then predict and shape their fate. To initiate the Guanling Rite, one must first write down their address and horoscope. The spirit medium will answer any questions and guide the host to their intended answer. Common questions include asking about one's career, fortune, and health. If someone is seriously ill, they can also ask for healing and recovery. Good to know. Ritual consultation notes. Seeking a sandbank equals related to water. Lotus equals linking the subject to the souls of the underworld. Seeing the lotus sink under the water equals subject must be immersed in liquid. Offering blood in a bowl equals pour the wine into container, no water. Mental suggestions. Wine warms the body, forces out the cold. A wine bath is good for the body. Bathing in the brew promotes medicinal effectiveness, allowing it to flow through the meridian system. This is the one I always get trapped on. Sigu, Kigu, Kaigu, Saigu, Guanyin will send the spirit serpent into the body of all who bathe in its wine, spreading its power to heal all physical ailments. Suggested ritual steps. The invoker covers his eyes with a red cloth, which lets him connect to his soul in the spirit world. Done. Prepare a bottle of pure wine. Do not mix with water. Sorghum-based liquors are optimal. Done. Place spirit serpent inside. Done. The invoker offers up his blood in a container. A soul for soul. Done. Place subject in container. Oh god, there's more. Subject leaves container anew, kneel and pray to show gratitude to that word, Guanyin. Subject will depart container alone. When fully recovered, nobody under any circumstances shall interrupt the ritual. Oh. Cassette tape. Did we look in here? Uh-huh.
来，叶妈妈，你再说一次。我们每
No worries, John. Thanks for coming in. I had a good time chatting with you. Hopefully see you again soon. Take it easy, man.
舒畅，但是怎么了？拍谁？我只是想问，因为我们家弟弟是不是没有笑？他已经重考第2年了，我每天都有在办，都有在求，但是他成绩还是没有变好，是不是要补功的经？需要什么我都可以做，我会更努力办。 麻烦老师跟我说要怎么办。
不要紧张，这个一定有方法，我会再教你。
拜托拜托，何老。
我想确认一下，你告诉我的方法真的有用吗？
有，一定有。
我都有在念经，可是那女的还是不肯跟他离婚啊。我们都有在一起念了。
我们念这个要真心诚意啊。
真的有念了，有缴钱。到底？
你这个神棍，那个符根本没有用啊！
先生，我有录起来哦。
10年来，我每个月都缴这么多钱，大小事都办。你不是说植物观音什么都帮吗？我爸也相信你，后来才没去做化疗。你明明说可以多活2年的，现在人都走了，你最好解释清楚，不然我一定告你。
Giving it one more second. Okay. I think it's safe to say people are unhappy with the service this ritual has provided. Well, hopefully now we can find May was her name, I think. Oh boy.
喂，陆先生。好，你听我说，你先把蛇酒准备好。你家有没有浴缸？有。好，那就在厕所就可以了。叫美心听话，照我说的做，一定会好。别担心，要坚定，心诚则灵，你知道吗？
There's the title drop.
喂，你好。哦，陆先生哦。啊，是，我知道。这个哦，我跟你说，你不用紧张，这种事情急不得。这个仪式本来就是轻者当日，重者7日见效。你要对美心有信心，你要有耐心啊，不要去打扰她，让她慢慢泡，不要开厕所门，好吗？好，那你有问题再打来，我都在，我一定帮忙啊。
I apologise for my overall lack of commentary this stream. It's just been so narrative heavy that I don't want to talk over everything. Nor do I want to particularly make light of what is a pretty heavy game all told. It's been pretty gut-wrenching so far. Mation's doodles are drawing done by Mation. Ah, happy family, imagine that. Seems a lot more dishevelled compared to when we last saw it. This bathroom door has been locked most times we've tried to enter it.
7月29日，下雨天，妈妈很久没有回家了，我很想她。我忍耐不要哭，可是越忍，胸口越不舒服。有一天，就开始不能呼吸了。爸爸说这次不用看医生，明天我们去看何老师，病马上就会好。但是爸爸一定不知道，我已经有治好病的方法了。 我已经折了好多郁金香了，还差一点点就可以放满整个房间了。可惜爸爸最近都忙着拜拜念经，没办法陪我一起折。只要折到和故事里一样多的郁金香，我的病一定就会好了。病好后，我要继续练唱，变得更厉害，唱得更好。然后总有一天，一定会实现我的生日愿望，变成大明星，让爸爸妈妈一起坐在电视机前面看我唱歌，大家开开心心的聚在客厅。我好喜欢那个时候哦。
是梦到这里，失望的人这次没能红了眼眶。我们让大海淹没了嘴，享受着心酸，纷乱的光线里。
I wonder if this song was written for the game or if it's a pre-existing one. Hey May.
我还想和你谈论宇宙和天空，或是沙滩里的碎石和人生。你会不会还是坦率地想着我的荒唐？想和你谈论宇宙和天空，或是沙滩里的碎石和人生。你会不会还是坦率地笑着我的荒唐？无处混乱，又无处是你我。
爸爸，我们回家吧。
What is happening? Acceptance, I think, is maybe the succinct way. Forgiveness? assuming we've hit credits.
大海满是波浪，不见船入港。
Oh.
他站在码头。
Wow, what a sincere, intimate look at how a parent's devotion to their child can manifest in toxic ways, and how their goals and aspirations for that child can become overbearing and almost punishing and oppressive. And how that can manifest from a child's point of view into something far more sinister and monstrous. And how the parents may end up perceiving themselves. What a wonderful little game, and what a goddamn shame it is that you just can't buy it. God damn it. I really, really hope the devs can secure some storefront that will be willing to put this back up. Like, okay, whatever. Annoyed Xi Jinping, fine, but the image is gone. I think it's a real shame that the devs can't make any money off this effort, because what a wonderful little game that was. It's incredibly earnest and intimately frightening and surreal and all that good stuff. I'm glad we got to share it anyway. Character photos. Yeah, so video, okay, Rainbow Star Stage, I was saying that the effort they must have gone through to cast, costume, sort of set design, and all of the stuff for the live action segments, which are all confined to this small TV with the sort of grainy filter over it. They put into so much effort. Of course, the adverts as well. So much effort on display. Like I say, such a very specific central focus that ties the whole game together. Stops it from becoming too bloated or too needlessly long or unfocused, I guess. The best way of putting it. Just very nicely interwoven with itself, with a real focus on its central theme. You know, is the gameplay complex? No. Does it need to be? No. It's nonetheless really compelling as you become very intimate with the environment you explore and the ways it's manipulated and changed around you to fit different aspects of time and place and emotions. Oh, you just got home. We've literally just finished the game, sadly. Literally just finished it. But I was doing nothing but singing praises. I was saying earlier how a lot of the best horror is focused on very, very intimate details of things like sorrow and loss and regret, and how you can expand that outwards to create horrific imagery and scenarios based within that central aspect. And this does it really, really elegantly. I don't apologise, like I say, it's just happenstance. If you're that interested, you can go back and watch the VOD when the stream's done. Cool. Just one final shot of complete loneliness. Man, what a good experience, Jesus Christ. And like I say, what a goddamn shame that you can't buy it anymore. Oh god, I hope... Oh, yeah. I know that a lot of people were pushing Red Candle to speak to itch.io, so I hope they take them on board. I'm sure there's a distribution site out there that will be willing to take this back. I hope so. Because, oh god, what a crying shame that they can't make any money off this anymore because of that unfortunate aspect of the Winnie the Pooh comparison. So but there we go. That was Devotion. I'm really happy to have played it on stream. How long have we been going? 2 hours. I'm going to go to I'm gonna go to be right back for a second, and we may continue playing something else. I think it'll just help if I can break up the stream, so 2 seconds.